Are you someone wondering what the first years in a developer's career look like? Or maybe you are already working as a developer but find it hard to reach to the next level? Well, I'm here to say that it's completely natural. And in this video, I'll be walking you through my first years as a developer in a fast-paced startup, showing you what I learned, how I learned, and how it all felt like. Before I start, I'd like to say that this video is meant as a future diary entry for myself. It's long, but also necessary, as it gives an overview of my first years as a developer and my honest thought process during those times. I hope it serves as an example for showing that the way up isn't straightforward and it's completely okay to hesitate along the way. What's up people, and welcome to Developer Habits, a YouTube channel for software engineers interested in growth mindset, developer lifestyle and technical tutorials. My name is Ketmar, I'm a full stack engineer from Estonia, and I said in this video I'm going to walk you through my first steps in my professional career, showing you how I learned, what I learned and how it all felt like. So with that said, let's start with the story. Before joining, I had been freelancing for many years. It was fun, but at some point it also got lonely. And that's when I decided that it's time to grow my development skills to the next level. A decision resulting in me searching for a job as a professional developer. Having a solid portfolio, it was easier for me to get interviews and also get offers. The best ones came from smaller agencies who really liked my fluency in WordPress. That said, my goal wasn't to get a good salary, but to grow as a professional developer. And then this company, Pipedrive, told me that I have some more or less solid junior skills. And I was hooked, because I was like, junior skills? Straight after joining, I saw why the company is so great. I was given a proper 2-week onboarding. The colleagues were super smart, optimistic, and full of can-do attitude. And through regular bi-weekly one-on-ones, I was provided with a fast feedback loop that helped me to grow as a person and as a developer. And the best part, we had fun. Various team events, company gatherings and traditions is an important part of Pipedrive's culture. Although the environment in the company was great, I quickly understood that in order to succeed, I must level up my coding and problem-solving skills. And that's how my journey began. I joined Pipedrive thinking it's gonna be an easy ride. Initially I thought I'd be there for 1 year or so, just to get some professional experience. But little did I know. My expert level CSS and JavaScript skills were actually quite superficial. I knew how to write code, but not how to do it in a professional and maintainable manner. I especially remember one front-end task where after the code review my colleague told me that it's not enough to just do things, we have to do things well. This initial shock woke me up and motivated to give the best I've got. I started learning through active pair programming and had superb one-on-ones where I was recommended books, guided what to focus on, and I also got to share my worries and ask questions. All that resulted in confidence to just keep going. A big advancement in my skills during my first year as a developer also happened thanks to my final thesis project in the new university, because I built a project that made use of all the continuous integration and development tools we had in Pipedrive, like Docker and Jenkins. During my first year in Pipedrive, I also managed to take our website down a couple of times. In the beginning I was really mad at myself, asking questions like why didn't I test more, how could I have done it? But then again, I was asked if I learned anything, and that was the kind of mentality I've tried to use since, to not blame but just solve the problem and educate others. In the end of my first year, I wanted to show myself and others that I've gotten better, and I decided to take on a big refactoring task related to our routing system in our public website. Looking back, my first year was about learning to swim in an unknown environment. I joined super confident but lost all of it since I saw that my skills are not enough. And I'm happy because that really motivated me to learn and grow as a developer. And besides technical skills, I also gained more knowledge regarding development processes, product-minded thinking, and startups in general. My second year started with finishing the big refactoring I was doing to our routing system. I was really proud, as during the code reviews, one of my colleagues and mentors told me that junior developers don't write code like that. I was super proud. And great news followed shortly after during one of the one-on-ones, because I got promoted for the exact reasons I was hoping for taking initiative, being able to actually deliver, and showing that I can improve and have an attitude that seeks challenges. Although I was hoping for a promotion, I did not believe I was fully worth it. But then something unexpected happened. Some more experienced devs left the team, pushing me and my less experienced team members to take more initiative. One of those initiatives was a project to build an in-memory database management system using Redis Sentinel. The project was completely out of my comfort zone, and I was like hacking days and nights, literally. I got to spend about 4 months on that project, after which it was just scratch, because our team was merged with another team, and that meant we got some more experienced backend developers. To be honest, I remember just being happy because I was paid to learn in depth about console, Docker, Swarm, writing shell scripts, and Redis. I also had a chance to do pair programming with our DevOps people, which was a great experience. But the greatest lesson? Firstly, one must constantly question how much value does your work actually bring. And secondly, that it's okay to prefer simple solutions if it has a minimal cost. As the year continued, I focused more on front-end initiatives and also started mentoring interns. It was a great chance to clarify my own knowledge, but also have an impact on others' careers. To conclude, I believe that my second year in Pipedrive was also one of the most educated ones. Tech-wise, it was fun diving into unknown concepts, although it didn't bring any business value. And I'm also really grateful as I got to learn the importance of listening to people around me, preferring simple solutions, and make compromises when it's needed. The third year started slowly. I was still connected to mentoring initiatives, after which I joined a project to build our new public website using on front-end side Vue.js. As I had used this framework in the past a lot, I felt quite comfortable. After our new website was published, I joined a backend only mission to really dive deep into the world of backend development. I got to see how much discussions and planning must go into creating systems that connect to tens, if not hundreds, of other microservices using event-driven architecture. As the company was slowly moving towards using Kafka, our project was also one of the pioneers of that technology. In the end, I gained backend related tech knowledge and proved myself that besides frontend, I can comfortably also work in backend systems. During that backend project, I also joined our frontend council, where it was my duty to take care of improving the developer community. And I really enjoyed it because I got to organize meetups, engineering bootcamps, and improve my communication and organizational skills. During the second half of the year, someone came up with an idea to create an internship program in Pipedrive. Together with 2 other developers, we took that idea, came up with a real plan, and made sure that we have actual projects to build, to give something real for the interns to build. And looking back, I believe that we did a great job because everything was really well thought through, and all the interns in the end landed a real job in Pipedrive. From a personal perspective, it was also a great chance as I got to lead the biggest project of the internship program. And besides that, I also got to refresh in my React skills. The third year ended with a great Christmas party, and I remember I really enjoyed my time in the company. That said, I was slowly thinking about when am I going to get promoted to a senior level developer. In the beginning of my 4th year in Pipedrive, my manager told me I'm gonna be promoted, but not to a senior level, but to the final level of mid levels. The next step would be to become a senior developer. I was both sad and happy. Happy for the advancement, but sad and a bit demotivated because I was hoping to become a senior developer. I must say it's a tough topic because it's easy to compare yourself to the members of your team, but also people outside of your team. So it's really hard to evaluate yourself if you are ready. After some self-reflection, I understood that although I had tried to do more than expected, I was juggling between too many different areas. I needed to focus on specific topics, namely front-end development. As the internship program was still going on and I was leading a project, my first goal was to finish it successfully by making sure we deliver the project and get all the interns hired. And that's what we did. All the 3 interns got hired as actual junior developers. And here I must give a huge shout out to all the developers that were connected to that internship program. Once the internship program was over, it was time to level up my front-end development skills. Fortunately, there were talks about restructuring our public services front-end components, and without thinking, I took the initiative because I was really opinionated on that matter and saw that both the underlying design system but also the component library were lacking and must be done properly by someone who understands both the designers and developers. And well, I thought I could be that person. Everything seemed to go according to the plan. We had workshops about the design system with both designers and developers when suddenly the corona pandemic hit the world. I'm not gonna go too deep into that topic, but basically it meant that the company had to make some really tough decisions to stay alive. Amongst other things, we had to lay off some amazing people, but also freeze all the promotion related activities. For me, it meant that our design system project got delayed and I joined other teams to help them on projects that may bring more business value to the company. Thinking back, from a personal perspective, it was a good thing because I got to do some advanced React development and do lots of pair programming during the corona pandemic. Around the same time when corona pandemic hit the world, more and more recruiters started contacting me. Not sure why, but maybe because of this channel? Initially, I told all the recruiters that I'm really not interested, but then it hit me. I could use those interviews to test my skills and show myself that I am really worthy of the senior title in our company. Besides that, I also wanted to see how other companies do things regarding development processes and what level are their development skills. But again, the main reason was to show myself that I am worthy of becoming a senior developer after the pandemic is over. That React.js project successfully finished in the middle of summer, and I took a short vacation before I could continue with other initiatives. As I was leading the project, I had to do tons of preparation and actually pitch that project to other developers. And in the end, we got a team of 4 developers and 2 designers. Without going too deep with that experience, I just want to say it was an amazing project because we got tons of design discussions, we got to build a actual component library using React.js, and the people that were part of that project were just amazing. During that project, I felt that this is what I really enjoy, to sit between the designers and front-end developers and actually help build something that's visible and out there. I felt I was creating an impact. That said, I wasn't truly happy. I felt that something was missing. I was slowly burning out, and I also spoke to our personal coaches and tried to really find the reasons why am I not truly happy. I knew that there's something missing. As I was also actively going to interviews in other companies, the thoughts of leaving the company came to my head. At some point, a friend from university times wrote to me in LinkedIn and said that they are looking for a full stack product engineer. I was like, okay, that's cool what the company is doing, and he said deepfakes, AI, you get to write back in Python and so on, and it was really interesting. I was like, okay, I can try out the interview process just for the sake of the experience, but little did I know. For the test work, I knew it's gonna be in Python, so I learned the basics of Python, wrote some boilerplate code for myself that I could use during the test work, and a couple of weeks later, I was given an offer. Now, I needed to make one of the hardest decisions I've ever made in my professional career. On one side, I had this amazing company with amazing opportunities. On the other side, I had a small startup that I saw it as a chance to force myself to learn new technologies and new business domains. And actually, I'm gonna make a video about my thought processes and the different aspects I analyzed in order to come up with the final decision. After declining initially, I finally came to a conclusion that it's my time to move on from Pipedrive. In October, I did a presentation and a demo about the new design system and component library that we had built. It seemed the people liked it. And when the presentation was over, I was like, hey people, can you just stay for a couple of minutes? And that's when I announced that I am going to leave the company. After that, I took a month-long vacation from Pipedrive as I was really feeling burned out. And if you want to know more about that experience, I also got a video about it. But after the vacation, I returned to Pipedrive for a couple of days to just see how the component library is doing, but also say goodbye to all the amazing people we had in the company. The last day in the office was really hard, but I was happy because I had made a decision that just forces me to go into unknown and learn and grew even better as a developer. I believe my last year in Pipedrive was about focusing on one area, namely front-end development, but also trying to find projects that actually create an impact. My goal was to get promoted by the end of the year, but well, I guess we're never going to find out, because now I worked in a company or startup called Sentinel as a senior full-stack product engineer. In that company, I get to use technologies I've never used before, but also I am forced to learn really interesting subjects such as deepfakes, politics, machine learning, and so on. It wasn't easy. After 4 years, I dare to say that Pipedrive is a great company. The product, the technology, the vision, but most importantly, the people. The people who are motivated and have a can-do attitude. And if one were to ask me which company to join to grow as a developer, I tell them to go to Pipedrive. There were still things I wanted to achieve in the company, but I felt I wasn't giving my best anymore. And after moving on, well, 4 months later, I can say it was the right decision to do, as I've met many great people, learned new technologies, and have been able to utilize all my skills. Regarding making the final decision of leaving the company, there were various aspects I analyzed, and my next video is going to be about all those aspects that I really have to look into in order to make that really tough decision. I hope that my 4-year journey is an example to you of how important it is to work hard, to be humble, to be transparent, and also to give focus, although I did lose my focus at times. Nevertheless, I'm still happy because even if I didn't deal with things that a developer should do all the times, I still gained new experiences, new skills that I'm more than sure will help me in my future endeavors. And to conclude, I just want to say that try to maintain a growth mindset and seek opportunities to go out of your comfort zone, because this is where the best things will happen. I thank you for watching, and I really hope you learned something from my story. If this kind of content is something that you believe helps you, then please hit the subscribe button, hit the bell button, and wait for the next video. See ya!